Hey guys, and welcome back to Love is Strange, where we are continuing the seduction of Miss Chase. So, yeah, the last episode we kind of spent the day out with her, and we learned some things about why Victoria is the way she is, and if I have to be honest, the writers did a spectacular job of writing out her own vulnerabilities and insecurities, and it was really interesting. I really enjoyed getting to know this part of Victoria's storyline, where it's something I wouldn't have noticed before. And I'm having a lot of fun. So it's now Thursday, the day of when we have to take the photo, if it's going to be like the Rachel route. And I'm curious to see how the day ends with Victoria, because I did not think I would like Victoria's route. I was seriously convinced I was going to hate every moment of it, but they actually succeeded in making me care about what happens to Victoria and what happens between her and Max. So, without further ado, let's continue. God, that was loud. I'm stirred awake by the muffled vibration of my cell phone against my leg, which is weird, considering I usually leave it on my nightstand, not in my pocket. Oh, I think I know where we are. I furrow my brows when it gives another ring, exhaling and curling closer to the warmth of my blanket. I'm super warm. Like really warm. That's a little weird too, I guess. I'm so tired I can't bring myself to care a whole lot. Not even when my phone vibrates again. And someone's wrapping their arm around my waist. Hold on, what? Oh my. Oh my. My eyes shoot open, heart lurching right into my throat when I'm greeted by the sight of a tuft of blonde hair and Victoria's sleeping face. Way too close to mine, actually. She's totally knocked out, lips parted and face free of tension. Holy shit, I fell asleep in Victoria's room? I can feel all the heat rushing to my face and I hold my breath, like that'll do anything. If Victoria was gonna wake up, she probably would have already, huh? Regardless, I can't stop myself from gulping hard. Now that I'm actually paying attention, I realize the position we're in. That's Victoria's arm, around my waist. Oh god, oh my god. No wonder I'm so warm. It's hard not to be when your partner is tucked really securely against your side. Ooh, this is pretty... yeah, no comment. I bite my lip, totally aware now of the little puffs of breath that come from Victoria's lips brushing against my cheek. How close are they? Awesome. I fell asleep on her yesterday. Smooth, Max. Taking about another second to gather myself, I finally glance around the room. Judging by the sunlight streaming through Victoria's window, it's probably morning. No shit, Sherlock. I know I fell asleep last night, but why didn't Victoria just wake me up? Out of all the people, I thought she'd be the one to boot me out first. Instead, I'm on her bed. On her bed? Wait a minute, did Victoria really carry us from the couch to the bed? I could have sworn we were on the couch last night. Oh jeez. I whisper without thought, pausing when Victoria sniffs and shifts next to me. The last thing I want to do is wake her up. I do turn my head to glance at her though. My nose brushes against some of her hair. I get a strong whiff of something sweet. Wowzers. She even went as far as to bring me to her bed when she totally could have left me on the couch. I don't know how she did it, but she did. I wonder what was going through her mind. Yeah, same here. I'd pay to hear what Victoria was thinking. But of course she wouldn't just let me have the bed all to myself. I don't blame her. I couldn't see her sleeping on the couch either. I can't help but smile a bit, my tension easing up immensely. So Victoria does have a heart under all those mean remarks. Well, of course, especially after yesterday. Speaking of yesterday, I'm not surprised that's Victoria's way of showing she cares, by totally calling me out. Oh yeah, she really went after Max on that one. Oof. Sorry, I have to shift on the chair a little bit. The left butt cheek is getting a numb. I carefully reach into my pocket for my phone, sticking my tongue out in concentration while I do. Victoria shifts a little and I freeze, but eventually I manage to whisk it out. Oh, just text from Mom and Dad. Wishing me luck today. Thanks, parents. Unfortunately, I frown when I read the time. 9 o'clock. Wow, you guys sleeping late. It sucks, but I should probably wake her up. The sunlight streaming through her windows is an indication that pretty soon it'll be the perfect time for a shoot. Victoria looks so comfortable, like she's got no worries at all. It's nice to see her without that scowl on her face, or that real arrogant smirk she throws around. Should I? Don't tell me the game's gonna make me choose. Yep. Okay. I don't know, if I choose to wait some, it might just piss like Victoria off, because we have to take that picture, so... Wake her up, I guess. No matter how tempting it is, I definitely should wake her up. She might be pretty pissed off if she finds out that I woke up and didn't tell her. I take one last minute to bask in the glory that's sleeping Victoria before I reach and jostle her awake gently, shaking her arm. Hey, Victoria? Victoria groans, furrowing her brows and burrowing into me further. Ooh. I tense up and bite my lip, feeling myself blush so hard I'm confident my head's gonna explode. I had no clue Victoria was such a cuddler. Kinda cute. I'm comfortable too, but we should probably, Victoria finally lifts her head, sleepily glaring at me. It's kind of funny, actually. With all those upturned ends of her hair, there's nothing intimidating about her. I'm not sure what else I expected, but it wasn't this. Probably something dramatic. Instead, she's just scowling at me. For a second at least. Something seems to light up with comprehension in her eyes, and they widen a little, before she's pulling away from me and rubbing at her face. What time is it? Her voice is thick with sleep. It's around 9. In the morning? Yeah, it's not 9 o'clock at night. The moon is definitely not that fucking bright. I raise my brows and Victoria takes notice, groaning and waving in my direction. Don't answer that. It's too early. It's not that early. Victoria grumbles at that, shooting me a stare that's probably supposed to look more vicious than it is. I never would have pegged Victoria as someone who's not a morning person. With all those times I woke up to her blaring her hi-fi, you'd think the opposite. No, not really. Give me a second to actually wake up. Christ. Victoria turns from me, swinging her legs over the edge of the bed. She rubs at her eyes, and I watch the way the sunlight highlights her messy hair, the curve of her back and her tank top. Oh, hold on there, lady. Whoa. You're being rather descriptive, you know? It looks like the perfect shot. Thankfully, my camera is too far for me to do anything. I don't think Victoria would be happy if I just snuck a picture of her. I wonder if she knows how camera worthy she really is. So, about last night. You fell asleep. Victoria says plainly, a hint of accusation snuck in there. I was way tired. You did keep me out the whole day yesterday. Is that a problem? No, you just didn't give me a heads up. She sighs dramatically. It's not my fault you're weak, Caulfield. Whatever, it was your loss. Oh right, we didn't get to finish the movie. A real tragedy. Hilarious, kudos to you. She snorts. Also, wrong, you didn't get to finish, I did. Okay, just like with the whole Rachel and Muffin thing, reading this, that, yeah, I'm fighting down not saying lead stuff. Game, you are handing me those opportunities on silver platters here. I smile at that, amused. Is that really something to be proud of? Are you going to tell me what I missed? Victoria huffs and I watch her run her hands through her bed head and finally stand up. What? I can't just tell you that. There was too much going on. It won't have the same impact either. The same impact, really. Victoria goes pink, I think. That can't be a trick of the light. Oh, she's blushing! Yes, thanks for actually, listening. Anyways, I guess you'll just have to come back later. Wait, what? She wants us to finish watching it with her? That makes me straighten up, leaning on my elbows. For real? Victoria shrugs, walking away from me and towards her closet. Maybe, if we're actually competent during this photo shoot. Which translates to, you know, if you actually get out of my bed. She might have let me sleep in it, but I should have known better than to think she wouldn't kick me out. Don't worry, I'm going. Okay. I stretch, actually sitting up. She's not wrong, we have to actually get ready for the shoot today. The shoot. I run my fingers through my hair idly, blinking at Victoria's back. What she said last night. Was she serious about all that? Victoria actually has faith in me? She trusts me to not screw this up? I don't really know if I trust me to not screw up either, but the more I think about Victoria's roundabout way of trying to encourage me, the more confident I feel. As for Victoria, with all that, you'd think she's totally prepared, but I can't help but feel like she's just as nervous as I am. You're making that face again. Victoria catches my eyes in the mirror, and I straighten my shoulders, standing at attention. Which face? According to you, there's tons of them. Smart ass. Victoria turns to me, a hand on her hip. Now that she's facing me, I can see a little furrow in her brow. The dweeby one you get whenever you're ridiculously deep in thought. Wow, thanks. She pays a lot of attention to Max, really. Victoria hums. Seriously, what is it? Are you ready for today? I'm gonna go with this one. I don't have a reason particularly, I just feel like asking are you nervous is better. I was just wondering if you were nervous at all. I don't really expect Victoria to respond, actually. I know that's kind of a personal question. Victoria Chase, nervous? I don't think I've ever seen her nervous in a day in my life, not out of class and definitely not in class. Victoria watches me and breathes in softly. A little. I have big plans after this if we win. Victoria brushes her hair back, skimming her fingers over her arm, after, like, she's unsure what to do with it. Are you nervous? I look at her and nod a little. It's hard not to be. I know you have plans, so I've been thinking that this could be... Serious? Yeah, serious. There's hardly anything to worry about, Max. Victoria shifts, turning around to stare in the mirror again. Our photos are going to come out fine, especially with Moa helping you out. I laugh at the ridiculously dramatic flair to that. Right, I can always trust you. Of course. Who else could help you wiggle out of that hippie style? I push myself off her bed just to look up at her smirking in the mirror. It's not hippie, mostly. It's just normal life, mundane stuff, every day. Life. Victoria repeats and then scoffs. What a hippie thing to say. Whatever. I say in amusement, reaching for my camera bag on the couch. Proof I'd been there last night. I scoop up my new clothes too. We'll just have to see about our stuff. That we will, Max. Now you need to actually look good, so go already. Yeah, I'm going. Au revoir. I shut the door after watching her wave me away distractedly. Au revoir. I repeat faintly, heading back across to my room. This is oddly enough, this is like what I feel like a couple in their beginning stages when they're just finding their feet with each other after sleeping over, not having sex or anything, just sleeping over. I kind of feel like this is what a new couple would feel like. My footsteps feel so much lighter. We make it to the boardwalk in almost no time at all, thanks to Victoria's nice car and the lack of traffic this early in the morning. What does it have to do with Victoria's car being nice with the traffic? Like, what does it have to do with the traffic that it's a nice car? Weird. It's kind of a little weird thing. There's, like I said, there's small things in the writing that niggle me, but it's not enough to detract from the fact that in general it's brilliant. Not that traffic is ever much of an issue in Arcadia Bay anyways, but that's not exactly the point. Despite the near stillness of the street, there's still quite a few people here, making the boardwalk look just lively enough for our shoot. I hope, for Victoria's sake, and mine. I actually can't tell too much, and that worries me. Maybe I should have planned ahead. I didn't exactly think we'd be out here so early. So maybe I've been too reliant on the hustle and bustle of the boardwalk to get our shoot going. Maybe if we slept in a little longer, we wouldn't be having this issue. No, we would have just pissed Victoria off. Victoria's bed was super comfy. I seriously wouldn't have minded staying a little longer. Even though I know Victoria's super serious about this shoot, a part of me wishes we could have just slept in for a little while longer. No, definitely not. I glance over at her, watching as she shuts off the car, running a hand through her hair. No way, get your mind out of the gutter, Max. What were you thinking about that you've got your mind in the gutter? Hello? Excuse me? The anxiousness crawling down my back makes me bounce my leg a little, and I clutch at my camera bag, ready to get out of there and scope out the area. Victoria glances over at me, unbuckling her seatbelt. Christ, you look like you're ready to run a mile a minute. Just ready to get out there and snap some photos. I shrug weakly, and I'm not exactly lying. I just don't feel the need to tell her that I'm worried about her liking the spot I've picked. Considering the lack of subjects. Not what I planned at all. Aren't you? Victoria scoffs at me, threading her fingers through her hair and shaking her head at me. Me? Please, I'm more than ready. Don't I look the part? I scoff this time, and when Victoria shoots me a look, I shoot a little smile in return. What, are you expecting me to tell you how amazing you look? Because I didn't know my opinion mattered that much. Victoria rolls her eyes at me. Not surprising you didn't, considering you don't know a lot of things. Wow! Whoa, so not the response I was expecting. Before I can help myself, my lips split into a grin at the implication. So you're saying it does matter to you? Whoa, Victoria, I'm flattered. Victoria's eyes widen, and then she scowls at me. I know for a fact that my eyes aren't deceiving me this time when I see her cheeks flush pink. Way to go, Mad Max, you made her blush. Oh, shut up, I didn't mean that. I open my mouth to say something else, but Victoria clears her throat loudly at me, cutting me off. Enough about that. We have actual real important matters to discuss? About you in particular? Wait, about me? Yeah, about you. Victoria gives me a once-over again, and honestly, it doesn't help my nerves in the least. You're nervous. Oh, I rub at the back of my neck, shrugging my shoulders weakly again. I should have known Victoria would catch on. She's not exactly stupid. Not that I make it hard anyways with the frequency my leg is bouncing. I can't help it. I'm just full of energy to burn. A little. Without any warning. Victoria reaches over to stop my leg, pressing it down firmly against the seat. I fight the desire to blush. It doesn't really work, and I just feel my ears heat up at the touch. My leg is totally trapped, all because Victoria is literally holding it down. Obviously, but I seriously doubt vibrating like an energized puppy. She taps her fingers twice against my knee. Like you've been doing all morning, is going to make this any easier. Victoria removes her hand from my knee and opens the car door, sliding out smoothly, like she hadn't just forced me to stop vibrating. That sentence over there is... I'm not even going to say anything about that. Another one of those silver platters? Except it totally worked. I know, I guess you're right. I push open the door, fumbling with my bag for an instant before I actually manage to get out. You guess? I am. In any case, shouldn't I be the one freaking out? Victoria places a hand on her hip, raising a brow at me. I raise a brow in return, waiting for her explanation. Since I let you drag me here in the first place? Oh, of course you try to pull something like that. All I do is grin. You let me? I'm pretty sure I didn't drag you here. You let me pick, you know. What happened to giving my amateur taste a chance, huh? I watch Victoria try to swallow back a smile, and it totally reaches her lips anyways. Technicalities, Max. And there she goes, waving her hand at me dismissively, her eyes scanning the boardwalk like she's looking for something in particular. I don't know if she's finding it because I follow her lead, my gaze landing on the few people milling up and down the boardwalk. I recognize some as students from Blackwell, most of which I don't really talk to. Others are just locals, most of which are fishermen. Today it's... Victoria doesn't immediately come up with anything to say. That's worrying in itself. I scan her face, catching the little crease between her brows. Okay, I can't say that because, well... it doesn't feel right. This one kind of sits out the most for me, and it's a little boring here. Well, we brought her here. If we say it's boring, it's just gonna look bad. Just right? I offer, even though I'm completely positive that's not at all what Victoria's trying to say. Not if I'm judging the look on her face correctly. Yeah, I hope it's alright. Victoria turns to look at me, tugging her brows together. Not exactly what I was getting at, but sure. Well, sure, it's not what I was going for, but... I scratch at my head, checking our surroundings again. There's definitely enough to work with, and even if there's not, I'm pretty sure that me and you can pull anything off. Victoria blinks, seeming almost shocked again. I fight the urge to flush red at her, my genuine statement, but I mean it. After everything Victoria said, I'm not going to back out now. I refuse to. I like the sound of that. Looks like you're finally pulling your head out of your ass, Max. Hey! Victoria smirks at me. I'm being completely serious. Confidence suits you well. The way Victoria says that makes me bite my lip, smiling at the assertion. I like the sound of that too. At the very least, Victoria's clear faith in us helps to ease out some of the tension I'm feeling. We can do this. I know we can do this. It's no time for me to be wallowing in whatever stupid self-doubt I have. We won't get anywhere like that. My first instinct is to reach for my camera bag, though I'm very promptly stopped when Victoria puts her hand on my arm. Not so fast, Caulfield. I tilt my head at her, and I wonder if she can actually see the question marks above my head. I don't think she wants to get right into it. Oh, I think she wants to get right into it. She's staring down at me curiously, a slight slant to her lips. What's the problem this time? Wow. I'm kidding. What is it? I just have something I want to ask you. I retract my hand from my camera bag, and I think that makes Victoria realize she's still got her hand laid over mine. Ooh. Hand holding. She pulls it away quickly, instead moving to lean on the trunk of her car. Like that makes whatever she's going to say next any less intimidating. I don't know, this is kinda cutesy. In a roundabout way. I cross my arms over my chest, waiting patiently. Go for it. I wanted to ask you why you care so much about... Victoria gestures to her surroundings, and I assume she's talking about the people, or, lack in this case. Oh. Okay. It's for your benefit, just seems... It's just gonna piss her off. I feel like having figured everything out about her until now, being honest is the biggest thing. Maybe it's because I actually wanted you to, I don't know, like it? Since you let me pick. I didn't want to bring you somewhere that, you know... I trail off dumbly, realizing that it sounds a lot more ridiculous when I say it out loud like that. That and Victoria staring at me oddly, eyebrows raised. She crosses her arm, breathing in softly and releasing it in a slow sigh. You, what, wanted my approval? Oh, geez, that makes it sound so official. Victoria snorts softly. If not, then what? I just didn't want you to be disappointed. I thought it would be nice if this made you... I shrug, rubbing at the back of my neck and ignoring the way my mouth feels dry as sandpaper. Happy? Victoria straightens at my words, and I hear her take a deep breath. Oh. Christ, Max. It's... Victoria has to collect herself, and really, I'm not in a rush. When she finally does manage to say something, she gives an almost annoyed sigh. It's seriously not that big of a deal. It's not. It's not. Victoria flicks her wrist at me, resting her elbow against her car and standing up straighter. Sure, this place isn't like fucking Seattle or something, I'd know. But people are not, like I said literally a few minutes ago, it hardly matters. Whether or not there are any idiots around to photograph, it's not going to stop us from taking remarkable images. Huh, yeah, I guess you're right. I avert my gaze from Victoria almost bashfully at the smug smirk she gives me. Wow. What is happening? Of course I'm right. Just remember, Max, all these people aren't my partner. Whoa, you are. I'm silent for a second and I can't help myself. I laugh a little, although I feel my ears heating up, my face flushing red at the way Victoria says that. I can't help that I love the way that sounds. Victoria, I'm sorry, but that was pretty tacky. Like super cheesy. Victoria blushes a little too brightly, and it makes me grin again, taking control of the situation. What? Fuck off, oh my god, I'm grateful. No, it's fine, it was kind of cute. That seriously came out without me having to think about it, and even I'm surprised about it, but at the same time, I'm not so worried about Victoria's reaction. Ruh-roh. Victoria's eyes widen and she covers her face with her hand, scowling in the other direction. You're the worst, I take it all back. You can't, it's too late. You're stuck with me. That's so cute! From behind Victoria's hand she snorts. Fuck, unfortunately. Yeah, okay, sure, Victoria. I'm totes aware that I've probably got the stupidest grin on my face. And then I remember we should probably make an effort to start our project now that we've actually completely settled down. That was such a cute fucking interaction, I love that! That's so adorable! I take a few steps back, prompting Victoria to follow me with a raised brow. So I know it's no Seattle, but we should probably get started. Yeah, you guys probably should. Victoria hums in agreement at that, and we take the time to pace down the boardwalk. Similarly quiet in our search for the perfect shot. Maybe that's too ambitious. At this point, we're just trying to find anything to look at. Victoria? Something's been bugging me ever since she brought it up earlier. Maybe it shouldn't, but when she mentioned Seattle, I couldn't help myself. What? Victoria's response is curt, and I frown at the sound. I don't exactly... English, please. It's 3 in the morning. I'm tired. I'm just gonna finish this route and then I'm gonna go to bed. I don't exactly respond quick, prompting her to turn to me. She pauses and then sighs, speaking easier. I can tell she's tense despite all that talk from earlier. Sorry, what is it? I was wondering about Seattle. You came from there, right? Victoria seems to be taken completely off guard at the question. She shrugs after a moment. Yeah, what about it? The thought of Seattle makes me feel unsure, an awkward discomfort settling in the pit of my stomach. So in actuality, I'm not sure what I'm actually asking about. Just that I want to know something about it. Well, you really think it's better than Arcadia Bay? You're just full of loaded questions today. Victoria speaks cautiously and then purses her lips. I do. I guess it's hopelessly plain here. At the thought of that comparison, I hum almost absentmindedly. All I can do is grasp at the strap of my bag. Ever since I moved here, I haven't really thought about it much. Probably for the best, I think. It's not like I'd left much behind. I'd only really had Fernando and Kristen to keep me company, and as amazing friends as they'd been, coming back to Chloe had far outweighed that. I almost feel like an asshole for thinking like that. I guess so. You're right that there's way more to look at over there. And you know that how? It takes me a second to process Victoria's question, and then I stop and turn to face her, my eyes wide. Wait, did you think I've lived here my whole life? What? Victoria stops, and for a second I watch her sputter helplessly. Oh my goodness. Are you telling me you haven't? I grin wryly at her. Sorry to disappoint, but nope. Oh. It's actually pleasant to hear Victoria stumped for once. Like she's totally at a loss with this information. Or maybe at not knowing it. As great as it is to have her speechless, I decide to help her out. Yeah, I used to live up in Seattle until I came back here. Came back? For Blackwell, I'm assuming? At that, I can't help it. My smile drops a little, and I run my thumb anxiously down the strap of my bag. She's right, of course, and she totally knows it's right. It wouldn't bother me so much if it didn't make me remember all the grief I'd caused Chloe. Kind of. There was also Chloe. Right, Chloe. Victoria grinds that out as sarcastically as she can, and it actually makes me wince slightly. She seems to catch on to my reaction though, and surprisingly, I watch her sigh and soften up. Please, don't even... Are you seriously telling me you came back for Chloe? Maybe. Blackwell is a big deal, Max. An old best friend isn't. Ooh, no. Victoria's wrong about that. Even if I did initially come back because I'd heard about Blackwell, that doesn't mean... That's not true. Victoria tenses, and then suddenly she places her hand onto my arm. Something about the gesture is so off that my irritation is replaced with confusion. I'm curious to hear how she explains this. Chill, that's not what I meant. What I mean is that for fuck's sakes, Max, it's not a crime for you to put your own aspirations first. People talk so much shit about being selfish, but that doesn't mean you're not allowed to be. Victoria speaks quickly, although her voice is low and gentle, like she's trying to get it all into my skull. I swallow dryly. I guess so. But at the same time, I can't help but feel a little bad. You know? Victoria purses her lips at me, sliding her hand down my arm. Oh, hey! Apparently not by much, though I understand what you're trying to get at. Your insistence on being so kind is fucking nauseating, Max. Well, have you ever considered that your insistence on being mean is too? I tease, but there's something deeply serious about it. Victoria watches me, then snaps her jaw shut like she's got nothing to say. For a second. Maybe we both have things to learn. You think? Maybe, but right now I'd rather focus on this. Victoria changes the subject so quickly, I can't even be sure she said it. Not that it matters, not when I already know about it. I smile, scratching at the back of my neck. You're right, but I was thinking. Victoria groans, as melodramatic as ever, wrinkling her nose at me. That's such a cute expression though. I wonder what, like, the whole wrinkling your nose, I know what that looks like, but on Victoria I'm trying to imagine it. And seeing that stern face, it's gonna look downright fucking adorable. There's something you've been doing too much of today, apparently. Wow. Damn. Quit it, I'm being serious. You're a bottomless pit, Max. Mostly. My stomach growls dangerously, and Victoria freezes for a sec. She catches my gaze, and I blush a little. Oh, are you? She quips sarcastically, and I offer her a sheepish grin. We might work better on a full stomach. You guys are just procrastinating here. God, you're a mess. The words... There? Her? Okay. The words come out in a little sigh, and I think they almost sound fonder than they should be. Without any more complaining, she waves her hand at me. Your choice, Max. Wow. After we got something to eat, I ended up being able to convince Victoria to loosen up a bit and check out the shops with me. I thought it'd be better off that way, since we obviously weren't finding anything before. In a sense, it did. We spent so much time window shopping and browsing that before we knew it, the sun is high in the sky and the wooden planks are filled with pedestrians. At least as much as it will be. The plus to it all is that Victoria seems a lot more at ease now. Victoria's walking up ahead of me. I've got my camera in my hands. It usually feels heavy when I'm burdened by the thought of an assignment, but right now it feels light. I'm not really focused on anything in particular as I look through my viewfinder. I'm just imagining photos that could be, testing the lighting. And then Victoria whirls around to face me, mouth open, hand on her hip. Where exactly do you want to go next? Tell me you took the shot. And my finger presses down on the shutter. The reaction is so instinctive, so immediate that I don't even realize I've taken a picture until I'm faced with Victoria's wide eyes through my viewfinder. Did you just... Blowing my camera, I bite my lip and take the photo from my camera, waving it once, twice. When I check it, I grin at the shot. Victoria, mid-speech, standing amongst a few pedestrians of Arcadia Bay. What I love the most is the fluidity of the shot. That's actually pretty fucking artsy. That looks cool. And Victoria looks tall in this. Like, really. Victoria's perfect posture amongst a stream of people. You look good. Victoria straightens, pulling out her camera with ease. She rolls her eyes at my expression, probably, then points it right at me. I hardly have any time to adjust standing with a photo in my camera. Smile, Caulfield. I already am. At Blackwell, me and Victoria wind up sitting out on the freshly cut grass of the courtyard, going through all our photographs. My Polaroid photos are spread on the grass in front of our legs, little squares against the green lawn. In contrast, Victoria just has her camera on her lap, open to the camera roll. I'm pressed up real close against her side to peer over her shoulder. That sounds intimate. This game is my mind. In retrospect, this feels a lot more intimate than it should. Maybe not us sitting like this, but just being here with Victoria in the first place. I'm used to just seeing the Vortex Club obnoxiously taking up the space whenever we're out of class, during the mornings or at lunch, all huddled up, laughing at whatever. Of course, Victoria's included in that too. Now instead of her sitting here with them, it's with me. Hello, Max, are you even listening? Hey, yeah, Victoria squints at me suspiciously, pulling her finger back from where she'd been prodding at one of my photographs. When I check, it's nothing special, just a general landscape shot of the boardwalk itself. Okay, not convincing. What did I just say? How much you like that one? I tease and Victoria laughs in disbelief. You wish. Oh, so you're saying you don't? Victoria hums instead of giving me a real solid response, and I roll my eyes at her. Okay, so maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I so am right now. Sure you are, only because I heard to jerk you back into reality. She knocks my arm with hers, and I huff softly, mock offended. A pout makes its way onto my lip. I am. After the shoot, Victoria had seemed a lot more relaxed. Or like, I guess the atmosphere is just more relaxed in general. I'm definitely not as tense as before either. Maybe it's the fact that all we have left to do is choose between our photos. I seriously thought that'd be a lot more stressful. It's not. At least Victoria doesn't make it stressful. Stress-free or not, I rub at my eyes and try to focus. You have to pick something for our submission. And now Victoria's staring right at me again, real serious. With how close we are, all I can do is manage a sheepish smile. Okay, what is it? I want to know, just for reference. Which one is your favorite? I blink at the question, not really sure I've heard it right. Victoria puts the camera down between our knees. My favorite? Like, which one I think looks the best? Not exactly, though that is important. I mean personal preference. That's not really a hard question to answer, not at all. I already know exactly which photo comes to mind. It's just a little embarrassing to admit it. I lean back on my hands and draw in a long breath of air to prepare myself for the inevitable post-answer explanation. Well, it takes me a moment to lean forward again, just so I can tap my finger against the one showcasing Victoria, where she's turned to me, ready to speak and highlighted by the pedestrians behind her. That one. There's this hesitant pause in her breath, and I rest my palm against my jeans, rubbing my hand down them. Yeah, definitely. What about yours? I counter before she can grill me about my choice, not sure that I can handle that just yet. Victoria straightens her shoulders, tensing up. I can feel it right against my side. She heaves a huge sigh, and just from that I can tell she's not particularly confident about any of them. Out of mine? Fucking none. There's a note of irritation to her voice, backed with just the slightest disappointment. I frown, peering back down at her digital camera. None? No way, they're so good. She pauses and hesitates. I know they're good, but they're not amazing or anything. I don't see anything special in them. Nothing particularly remarkable. Just then she deflates a little. She sags down slightly, grimacing down at her camera and turning her head away from me. Is she that insecure about her own work, about her own talent? It seems kind of odd. I actually legitimately at this moment feel like she just needs a hug and being told you're good. Victoria, it's whatever. I was thinking, I want you to submit yours instead. My heart freezes up in my chest at the words, and I sit up straighter. What? Victoria glances at me, swallowing dryly and running her fingers through her bangs. I watch the action, watch the apprehension flash over her face. What, Max, are you like mocking this for all it's worth? Defensive as ever, I shake my head quickly. I said you should submit yours. Sorry, I'm just surprised. Oh, and why is that? We've talked about this. There's this curiosity in her tone, but it's laced with something miffed, something weary. She curls her fingers into her English, please. She curls her fingers up in her cashmere sweater and I bite the inside of my cheek. She's nervous, I think. Sorry guys, my throat is like destroying me at the moment, so I'm tripping over my words and all that stuff, but I don't want to stop. I want to finish this. I feel like saying this doesn't really make sense because, well, the game doesn't tell you how long they've been looking at the photos, but it doesn't feel like the right answer. And right now it feels more like she needs a reassurance than anything else. It's because yours are pretty incredible too. Victoria scrunches up her nose and sniffs. I already told you they aren't. I raise my hand to cut her off and she scowls at me. You might not think so, but don't you think you're pretty biased? I mean, I don't think the rest of mine are amazing either. That's just cause I took them. We're our own worst critics, right? Or something like that. Victoria shuts her mouth and ends up just grumbling, nudging me back when I flash her a self-satisfied smile. Okay, alright, you have a point there. Regardless, I still think you should submit yours. There's no hesitation in her voice as she tells me this. None at all. It's still really sinking in that even after all this, she's prepared to let me take the reins. Okay. If you really think I should, then I will. I agree quietly, and that's when I feel it. The way Victoria loosens up, muscles almost melting against me at my affirmation of her demand. I gently bump her shoulder with mine, letting her know that I'm here. I wouldn't say no. Good. If we don't win, I'm skinning you alive. Wow. Damn, woman! A laugh bubbles out of my throat and Victoria joins me. Wow, okay, aggressive much? Only a little. Do you think I'm joking? Rolling my eyes, I reach over to take the photo in my hands, running my thumbs over it. The sun feels warm, the grass is soft, and Victoria is a better heater than her ice-cold demeanor would usually suggest. I let myself sink against her side. This is really moving into intimate couples territory. Wow! She rests her arm behind my back, palm flat against the grass, almost as if she's getting just as comfortable as I am. This is really moving into couples territory, and the intimacy between them, it actually feels natural the way this is written. I love it. I don't know, Victoria. I think you're warming up to me. It's quiet for a few beats, and I wonder about the lack of response. Of another thinly veiled insult or snappy remark. You'd like that, wouldn't you? She finally counters, challenging me. When I respond, I don't even have to think about it. Maybe I would. Oh, that's so cute. That's so beautifully written. Oh my god, that feels so natural. It's such an easy intimacy between them, and I fucking love that. I said it before in the previous episode or two that I had my reservations about doing the Victoria route, and I absolutely love this. I didn't think I would like this as much. It's so cute and beautiful. Oh my god. Okay, guys, I'm cutting it off again here because the next episode is the Friday episode, so I'm just gonna open up the journal so you guys can read it while I'm doing my outro. You can pause the video and take a look at it, and this is so beautifully written. It's so cutely done. I can't help that I like this, that the way that the writers did this was so amazing. And I'm sorry about that. It's an experience. I did not anticipate this game having such beautifully written content. And the artwork is, again, I will keep saying it, the artwork is something fantastic. The music for this, I think if they released like an original soundtrack to this, I would download it and I would listen to it. It's calming, it's relaxing, and it just fits beautifully with each and every scene that they create for this game. So guys, share, like, subscribe. Thank you for watching, first and foremost, like seriously. And give that bell some love. It's looking lonely there, don't you think? And guys, again, my Twitter and Discord are down below in the description box along with the download link for this game. So, until next time, I will see you later.